Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the ZIL trading setup taught by Dave Teaches. Before we get started, don't forget to join our Discord community, the Moneymaker Traders, where we discuss trading strategies and share insights on mastering the Moneymaker setup. The link is in the description below. If you're looking to simplify your trading strategy and understand the core principles of ZIL, you're in the right place, so let's get started. So, what exactly is ZIL? ZIL stands for Zone to Impulse Levels, as described by Dave Teaches. It is an order flow sequence that you will see in every trade entry, price swing, zone asset class, and all time frame. The ZIL model is 100% mechanical and is a requirement to be accountable to the mechanical instruction given to achieve the best outcome. This model was created by Dave Teaches to increase the risk reward and reinforce the no zone, no trade concept. So let's break it down into simple steps. So the ZIL setup consists of three main components. So number one, the zone identification. Identify the significant zones where price action is likely to react. These zones are crucial as they form the foundation of the ZIL strategy. Number two, the impulse levels, or the highest high or lowest low that led into the retracement to the 50%. Number three, the mechanical execution. So when you have your zone and you have your impulse, you put your fib, you put the zone entry on the 50% of the zone, and you put your RR at the impulse. This will give you your entry, and your stop loss is behind the invalidation, and you will target the TP. Here you will go break even, here you can take partials, and here you can TP. Now, let's talk about the Fibonacci retracement settings we use in the ZIL setup. The settings are as follows: 0, 1, 05, 03, 07, minus 02, 1.2. So the 0 will be your zone entry, your minus 02 will be the invalidation, the 03 will be the break-even, the 05 will be the partial point, the 07 will be the TP, the 1 is where you leave the runners, and the II is for the internal impulse. So, these levels help us identify precise entry and exit points within the zones and impulse levels we've marked. So let me show you how this works on a NASDAQ chart. Let's go through a real example on NASDAQ, which happened today. So here we identified a A++ Moneymaker setup zone, which is nothing but the origin of this huge zone, right? So we calculated the displacement by putting a fib like that, anchored from the low of the origin and the high of the origin. And since the impulse reached -1, so we can say that we left this zone with displacement, okay? And this first step in all this accumulation was what made all of this the accumulation for the A++ Moneymaker zone. So within this zone, we look for the impulse levels and apply our Fibonacci retracement with the settings I mentioned earlier. As the price retraces to one of these levels, we enter a long with a stop loss just below the invalidation. And we set profits to the TP level, and we can leave a runner here to the impulse. Now, what changed here is instead of us taking the 1-to-1, now we could have taken a 3.2-to-1 or a 3-to-1. But in this case, as you can see, that if you mechanically took this trade, you would have taken some partials and then your break even would have been hit. Now, let's look at a short trade example on the NASDAQ, which is a trade I took the last week. So, identify a significant zone using our Moneymaker model. Within the zone, you will have to recognize the impulse, which is this one here. Number 3, we apply the Fibonacci. And as you see, instead of us taking the 1-to-1 here, we could have taken this 3.5 trade very fast and try to cover a little more than your invalidation. Try to cover the spreads, because in London session the spread can be up to 1 point. So as you can see, the setup ensures we have a favorable risk to reward ratio, and it's all aligning with the ZIL strategy and our moneymaker zones. Another thing I just saw is that this would have been also a break-even trade. So this is also something you might consider before using the ZIL model, or just accepting the risk and never going break-even at all. So you will have your take profits. But this needs like real data and real backtesting. Now, one of the significant benefits of the ZIL trading setup is that it typically provides a risk-reward ratio of at least 2 to 1 if you take your TP at the partials level, or a 3 to 1 if you are patient enough to bring the price to the TP level. So this means you only need a win rate of 33% to be profitable with a 2 to 1 risk ratio, and just 25% with a 3 to 1 risk ratio. So this is amazing because it allows you to be profitable even with a relatively low win rate. So by focusing on identifying the right zones with the moneymaker setup and leveraging the ZIL model, you can improve your trading outcomes and mitigate the impact of occasional poor zone choices. So to succeed with the ZIL setup, keep these tips in mind. Number 1, be patient. Wait for the price to reach the identified moneymaker zone. Remember, no zone, no trade. Number 2, try and find the setups that have the ultra tight stop losses. So by this you can protect your capital by minimizing the risk. Number 3, backtest. I want you to practice the moneymaker zone identification and then practice the ZIL setup on historical NASDAQ data to build confidence and refine your strategy. Number 4, always stay disciplined. So stick to your trading plan and avoid any emotional decisions. And that was a simplified overview of the ZIL trading setup as taught by Dave Teaches. I think it's a great addition to the moneymaker setup, but only for the advanced traders who know how to read price well. For beginners who often choose the wrong zones, I think the 1-to-1 risk ratio is usually what will save them. Stick to the 1-to-1 if you are a beginner. Also, I want to give credits to Dave Teaches for this powerful strategy, so make sure to watch his original video to understand the ZIL model in more detail. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more trading tips and strategies. And don't forget to join the free Discord. The link is down below. Okay, that's all from me today, guys. Good luck and good trading. Ciao ciao.